Hi everyone, it's Eric here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be restringing my Little Martin LX1E mini travel acoustic guitar. To help me out today, I'm using the Diodario Guitarist gift pack, and in it there's this pro string winder and some polishing oils and cloths that we're going to use to condition our fretboard as well. So let me just talk about this pro string winder for a minute. It has this clipper thing that will assist in cutting your strings. And on the other hand, it's got a winder that can fit all kinds of tuning heads. This isn't necessary. You can just use a pair of pliers or wire cutters to cut the strings and then, just wind the tuning heads by hand. But I've got this because it's gonna save some time and it's gonna, save some effort as well. But you don't need this to do this job. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna start by taking the strings off. So just gonna untighten, loosen the strings a little bit. All the strings, we're gonna loosen all of them and then we're gonna clip them. We wanna loosen them because we don't wanna clip them while it's tight. If we clip them while they're tight, they might snap and, go off into your eye and cause some injury, which we want to avoid. We wanna do this safely. So I'm just winding these to loosen. As you can see, the slack is increasing, and then we can do the other side. How am I going to do this? Okay, I'll just do it like this. Okay, no, other way. All right. Let's just loosen them up. Now, you may have noticed that this guitar is kind of dusty and has some grime on it. I haven't played it for a while. So while we've got the strings off, we're gonna just clean it up a little bit. Okay, so the guitar strings have enough slack. Then we're gonna go ahead and snip them off. Just grab them, go around the middle, and bam. Okay, take that off. Oh, this one has been bent a bit. Alright, gonna put that to the side. I'm just gonna leave the lower end of the strings here for a while, and then I'll take them off after I've clipped them all and taken off the upper end of the strings as well. Okay, so just when you guys are doing this at home, take your time, guys and girls. When I say guys, I mean I'm not just talking about like male people. I'm talking about everybody, female, non-binary, whatever, everyone. All right, guys. So when you're doing this at home, take your time. Try not to injure yourself. Yeah. So that'll go there. Okay, next one, let's do the D string. Now restringing is really, really easy and simple, as I'll show you right now. You don't need to take it to anyone, so they charge you like 50 bucks for labor or something like that. Just do it yourself. And that way, you build the bond with your guitar, and you get to learn about your instrument and how it works as well. Oh man, these are really wound up. Okay. All right, on to string number 4. So just as you can see, the headstock, excuse how dusty and stuff it is. I'm gonna clean it up in a sec. The headstock is where all the action is happening right now. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, this means that I did a good job in locking the strings in, at least. And I'll show you a technique for that in a sec. Well, not in a sec, when I get there. All right, penultimate string. Let's go. I'm feeling that these tuning heads are a little bit loose, which is worrying. A piece of the string snapped off. Let's just get that before it pokes somebody. See, be careful of these little pieces. If you step on them, it's really gonna hurt your foot. So we'll keep an eye out for this one. All right, last string to clip. And done. All right, that part's done. Now we're going to come over here to the bridge. This is called the bridge of the guitar. These here are called bridge pins. They lock the string in place when the string is, obviously the string has been cut in half here. When we put the new strings on, I'll talk a little bit more about exactly how this mechanism works. But it's basically, it works on pressure and tension. There's no tension, and we can easily relieve the pressure now because the string has been cut in half. We're gonna pull these bridge pins out one by one, but we're also gonna make a note of this position. I think it's called the saddle. Yeah, this would have to be the saddle or the I don't know, the bridge. This little white part here. So this Pro String Winder also has one of these devices right here for you to pull out the bridge pin. So we're gonna just gently ease out the bridge pin, okay, and put it to one side, one by one. Now I'm a bit loose with these terms and stuff because I haven't really considered myself a guitarist for quite some time. But yeah, there you go. Now it doesn't matter what order your bridge pins are in. I know that some people like to have multicolored bridge pins and stuff, but I don't really care about that. So yeah, we're just gonna pull out the strings. You can see that the strings are really, really old and grimy because they've got some green grime on it. That's why it's time for a restring. Put this aside. Now's the time we're going to talk about this part. So this whole area is called the bridge. I'm pretty sure, as I said, this is called the saddle. This is loose. This is loose. If you turn it upside down, it's going to fall out. The important part here is you know which way, which end goes where, because it's not symmetrical. It's not just a piece of plastic or a piece of bone. It's cut tailor-made for each of the strings that you put on your guitar. So here it's cut, how would I describe it? It's cut more on the back end, and here it's cut more sort of in the middle and towards the front, okay? So you can't just turn it around and 180 degrees and expect it to work. It's gotta stay in the same place. So just be mindful of that as we go along. If you wanna lift up your guitar And I don't know, maybe you've dropped something inside this whole thing. I don't know what you call it really. You want to make a note of where everything is. In case it falls out, you can put it back in the right position. Otherwise, you know, unless you're a trained luthier, you might not know where it goes and stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tie off these strings, or do my best to. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's go the other way. And we're going to just dispose of them. They're metal, so here in Australia we can dispose of them through the recycling bin. They've got a, ooh, that hurt. Okay. Do you know what? I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna chuck them in my little recycling box, just as it is. You guys can do the same. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. While we've got the strings off, I'm gonna give this guitar a little bit of a clean. We've got some polishing oils. I've got a fingerboard cleaner here as well. So we're gonna use that. Just grab some paper towel or a cloth. I'm gonna use some paper towel. I have this lemon oil conditioner. It's normally for dark woods and rosewood and stuff. But this guitar, this is a solid spruce top. This fingerboard is not even wood, it's some kind of composite laminate or something. The headstock I think is not even wood as well, but whatever, we're gonna use it to clean. Dab some on. Just give it a wipe where it's particularly dirty. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna clean the saddle or the bridge or whatever it's called, I don't even know. I hope there's no warning to say don't use this anywhere else. Okay, whatever. We'll find out if something goes wrong. Okay. So next is probably our headstock, which is up here. Look how dirty this is. I'm ignoring the fretboard for a while because we're gonna treat it specially. Yeah, just clean this in between where the strings are, where you can't reach normally. Yeah. All right, it smells like lemons, which is what it should smell like because it's lemon oil. Okay, let's have a look. All right, we can leave that for later. All right, fretboard time. So this is a conditioner. Right. Okay. This is a cleaner / conditioner. I'm gonna use this on our fretboard and then I'm gonna condition it. Even though it probably doesn't need it because this is not even rosewood. This is just like some kind of plastic fretboard, I think. Now, I'm sure you guys can recognize this guitar. It was made famous by one Mr. Ed Sheeran, who somehow has, you know, well, not somehow, I shouldn't say that. He's managed to become the biggest artist in the world over 10 years. I don't think he uses this guitar anymore. He's moved on to bigger and better things, but, you know. I myself have had this for years. I think I've had it for maybe maybe 8 years. All right, so we're just gonna spray some conditioner and I'm gonna rub it in. Okay, that's looking good. Let's put all this stuff away for now. Whoops. But and we can start talking about the strings. So I've got a pack of Elixir acoustic guitar strings. They're coated with some nanoweb coating, at least on the 4 lower strings, using a gauge of 12 to 53. We're gonna actually start from the lowest strings, so I'm just gonna reorder these for my convenience. So we're gonna start with the 53 gauge. That's this one here. So how we're gonna do this is unwind it. Be careful, it might spring out. There we go. Don't worry about waiting for this to dry. It will just dry when it dries. Before we stick it in, we want to make sure our tuning heads are aligned. We want the hole to be pointing downwards that way. That's good, that's good. This one can be fixed up a little bit. That's good. It is a bit wobbly, which is annoying, but okay. All right, so here is the bit that gets a little bit tricky. I will try my hardest to show you exactly what needs to be done in terms of how this fits, but the best way to do it would be a cross-sectional diagram that's illustrated, but I'll do my best. So this is our bridge pin, right? Right here. Over here, you can see that there's some kind of sort of a trench that's been carved out. What's gonna happen with this is that's gonna sit here, but wait, it's a bit more complicated than that. So if you look here, there's the hole, and normally this is how it would go. You put that in here, and it kind of goes like that. But what a lot of people might not know is the incorrect way of, okay, excuse me in advance. I guess the easiest way of showing how it should be done is by talking about how it shouldn't be done first. A lot of people might assume that we've got this ball here on the end. What you do is you just stick it in there and just put this thing in there, and everything is going to stop the ball from coming out. What's happening in that scenario is that your string is like this. Your string is going to be like this, okay? And sure, it might stop the string from coming out, but as you play, this is going to come out. This is going to come out because there's not a lot of tension and pressure holding this bridge pin in place. So what you have to do is put your string in here, like so, and then put your bridge pin in here and kind of shimmy it around until this ball end part is actually round about here, okay? Round about here, so not all the way down the bottom, and the tension between this, the string, the bridge pin, and the hole inside is gonna hold it in place, okay? So it's like that. It's not like this, and it's not all the way up here. It's gotta be held in place by 3 different things pushing against each other, okay? So this should not be all the way down the hole. This is only as shallow as the saddle itself and the piece of wood that's up the top, okay? It shouldn't be all the way down the hole. It should be somewhere where these 3 elements can be like that and just hold each other in place. Sorry, I don't know if I'm showing it properly. So it's like that, but inside and just holding itself in place. So let's give it a shot now. It might take a few times, but that's okay. So you might want to push that in and then you just kind of pull it around, and you'll be able to feel it. You will be able to feel it. To check, you can stick your hand inside. Oh. Yep, so what you're feeling for, I'm gonna take this out again. What you're feeling for is for the ball of the string not to be here. That is what you're feeling for. If you feel it here, right? Hang on, sorry. My apologies that it keeps slipping around. And I'm not showing you the best angle. Okay, if you feel it here, see how there's a bit of distance. If you feel it here and you feel that it's tight when you pull and the bridge pin isn't going anywhere, then you know that you've got it right. Okay, so let's do that again. So use this, push it in a little bit. Oops, that there. Use that, push it in a little bit. Just kind of pull it up, push this bridge pin down, shimmy it around. All right. You see that? I'm pulling it. It's not coming out. It feels pretty good from up top. So let's just go in and check. Yep, that's good. All right. So now we're going to come over here to our headstock. Feed the string in. So with this kind of guitar, you want a little bit of slack. You're going to pull it back 1 fret length, okay? And then you're gonna hold it in place and then just pull this string. Now this part is crucial. Once you've pulled the string and you bent it, that's it. So make sure you have that 1 fret space of slack beforehand. All right? And then we're gonna put this underneath. Pull it so there's a bit of a hook. All right, so it's not going to go anywhere. Now you can start winding it up. Whoop. This part, I guess, is a lot more forgiving. Now, I guess there is a proper way of doing this with respect to whether the string should be winding underneath or over. I'm pretty sure it's under. I haven't been able to get this right, this string. But you know, as I said, it's quite forgiving. It's not too much of a big deal. I don't know if this is winding up properly. Okay. Okay, we kind of... Actually, I think this video might end up being a video on how not to restring your acoustic guitar. At least not the E string. All right, this is a little bit of a mess. So apologies in advance. This is not the way it should look like. It's kind of all over the place. It's like a tangled mess, but hopefully the other 5 strings will turn out okay. We'll see. All right, so just leave that be. The tension will start to sort things out. The string will start to stretch and it will start to kind of lock in place by itself. And that's all right. Next time I'll get this one right, hopefully. So we're moving on to our A string now. So we're just gonna repeat the same thing. Bridge pin. In. Shimmy it around. That feels good. Check. Soon I'm gonna run out of space to check. And if you're doing this as well, you will too. That's fine. Now, feed this in. Hopefully I can get this right this time. But as I said before, it's not that much of a big deal. Give some slack, pull it, start winding. Okay. Ooh, okay. Oop. There we go. That's a lot better. See? See, this A string is an example of how it should look. This E string is an example of how it should not look. Okay? So it was right this time. It was not that good this time. But as I said, you know, there's just a lot of extra tension over here. So the E string might need a lot more attention when tuning. And this one is a lot more clean. But, you know, next time for this one, I'll get it right. Next time. All right, onto our D string now. All right, once again, bridge pin in, push the ball in, shimmy it around. That feels good. Check. Oh, this is getting quite tight. Good. Feed it in. Let's just try and get this out of the way. I'm not going to cut the ends of the strings just yet because my hands are going to be around here. I don't want to stab myself. All right. Pull it tight, back 1 fret space, lock it in place, bend the string, start winding. Oh, no, we want this to go underneath. Oh, I don't know if this one's gonna go out right. Oh, okay. Okay, this is a problem. You want it to wind around. The string wants to stay straight. Okay, this is not gonna turn out good, but you know, whatever. Whoops. All right, this one didn't turn out good, but you know what I can expect is I'll have to tune these 2 strings more than I have to tune this this middle one here, the second one here. But it is what it is. All right, on to our 4th string now. Once again, bridge pin. Push it down in place. Shimmy it up and down. Now, while I'm on this topic, getting the bridge pins in right is a much more important issue than anything else when restringing your acoustic guitar. Because as I said before, if your bridge pin is sitting like this, the tension and pressure eventually is going to pull the whole thing out. This thing is going to go flying forward and it might damage somebody or something. And your string's gonna come off, and the string's gonna come off from the end, and then you've lost your tension for that string. It's not just a matter of putting the string back in, like everything is stuffed and you'll have to change the whole string again. So getting this right is really, really important. Now, the more you practice, the easier it's gonna get, and you'll be able to feel whether it's right, like this is feeling right. Let me just give you an example of what might happen if you don't have it right. So I'm gonna put this all the way in, right? And I'm just gonna stick this bridge pin in here. Actually, did that actually come good? I don't know. No, it didn't. This is loose, like this. Nothing is holding it in place. And if I yank really, really hard, this is just gonna go flying up. See how this is, nothing is holding it in place? There's no tension because it's looking like this. This is just fitting in like this, and underneath it, the string is free to go up and down like this, but it will get caught on the end here, and then with enough pressure and tension, we'll just yank the whole thing out. Excuse me for being so repetitive, but this is the most critical aspect of this entire process. So you want to make sure that you get it right. All right, let's check. Okay, I'm running out of space here. My hands are a bit too fat. Actually, I can't check. You know what? I might loosen this a little bit. Good. I don't know how I'm going to check the other two, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, pull back one fret. So it was this way. Pull it back. Make sure this goes under. Whoa, what happened here? Now with my right hand, I'm not really holding this that tightly. It's okay not to. Just make sure when you start winding and start making those bends in the strings that there is some slack. Okay, I don't know how this one's gonna end up. Whoop. That's good. Oh, penultimate one, B string. All right, I'm probably not gonna be able to check this, but I have faith in myself to get this part right because I keep talking about how important it is. Obviously, I'm gonna get it right. Good. Let's see if we can. All right, that'll do. Feed the string in. pull it straight, 1 fret back, bend it, maybe I'm bending it the wrong way, I think actually. What you kind of also want to make sure when you're winding it up is that you're winding it up the right way. You're tightening it, as in if you were tuning it, you are making it sharper. If you start winding the other way, then you've lost the string pretty much. There's no going back because the string up the top has just been bent out of shape too much by winding it the wrong way, and you're just gonna have to start again with a new string. I'm sorry. So with headstocks like these, how, you know, 1/2 of the strings is pointing one way and the other half is pointing the other way, pay extra attention, take the time to make sure you've got it right. This is feeling really clumsy. I've actually just given up hope that the wounds are going the right direction. You'll have to excuse me, I haven't done this for quite some time, but at the end, I will show you again that the only one I got right 100% is this A string here. The winds are, the end of the string is underneath the coils, the winds here, so this is perfect, 100% for this one. This one is probably gets like a 20%. This one maybe like a 40%. All these other ones are not right except for this one. We'll see how I go with the last string. Our 53 gauge E string. Wait, no, not our 50. What am I talking about? 12 gauge E string. All right, lucky last. All right, so again, yep, that's perfect. I'm gonna do something different with this one this time. I'm gonna start winding to see which way I should bend. I think it's this way. It's too late. Bent it. Once these strings get a few coils in them, then it will just sort itself out. You know, it will stay in place. It will do what you want to do. The only downside of me not having coiled these properly is that there'll be a bit more tension in the strings, so it will go out of tune more easily. But you know, I'll just have to manage that. Next time I should just do better. I haven't done this for a while either, so yeah. There we go. So, we've got all our strings on. Actually, have a look at this E string. This one's done oh, no, it's not. Okay. So, I realize now, I remember now, what you want is for the coils to be above the string. This A string gets 100% because the coils are above the string. The string is nicely tucked underneath. If you tighten it more, the coils will go up and the string will go down and there'll be no overlapping tension. This E string, this low E string though, is terrible. It's all over the place. They're overlapped with each other. The tension on it is gonna be really, really high and it's gonna be pulling the string in all kinds of directions and it's gonna loosen this machine head a lot. So yeah, but it is what it is. We've got the new strings on. I'll just have to tune quite often. If I was playing live, I might have to tune after every song, but it is what it is. What we're gonna do now, okay, is tune it up. It will take a while for the guitar and everything to kind of bend into shape with the new strings on. There's new tension. We can tune it up and then a few hours later we'll tune it up again and again and again and again. But we're gonna do that right now. My little Martin has an onboard tuner built into its preamp, so I'm just going to tune, right? It will tell you whether it's sharp or flat or whatever. So I'm just gonna tune it up. Everything's gonna be flat after you restring. This one was really flat. Wow. All right, the faster you tune it up after restringing and the more you keep it in tune, the better for the guitar, because the guitar will have more time to acclimate itself to the correct tension and the length of the strings that it's supposed to be to keep your guitar in tune. So what's gonna happen is everything's gonna stretch, the neck and the body is going to bend into shape slightly, ever so slightly, to accommodate for the tension, the new tension of the strings. Everything's gonna lengthen out and it's gonna go flat again, but that's okay. You just retune it again and again and again and again until such a time that the guitar has perfectly acclimated to the tension, and then it should stay in tune longer and everything should be green lights. Now we're just gonna snip off the ends of these strings so they don't hurt anyone. Go as close as possible as you can, as close as possible to the whatever this thing is called. Is it called the machine head or something? Careful not to snip things that you don't want to snip. All right. That's good. You don't want to accidentally snip, your good string or another string while you're doing this. I came a bit close when I was doing the A string, I think yeah. Watching back in the edit, I'll see just how close I came. This is pretty close as well, but it's looking okay. There. All right, one more time, we're gonna check the tuning. So it's already become flat, which is good. might want to play on it a little bit to help the guitar get the right tension. Pull on the strings a little bit, like this. Help it get the tension right. It's already become flat again. That's okay. One more time, we're going to tune it and we're going to leave it for a few hours and then come back to it. Okay. All right, so there you have it. Restringing my little Martin LX1E mini travel guitar with Elixir 12 to 53 gauge acoustic guitar coated strings. Not the best example, especially when it comes to the coils, but you know, at least we got the bridge pins down pat, right? Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.